Hello everyone, welcome to another video where I explain reasons behind the answers, and in this video I'm going to explain answers for To Catch a King. This is a continuity from last video. This is passage 3 from book 17 test 1. Our heading is To Catch a King, and if you are preparing for exam, make sure that you read this italic sentence right below the main heading, because that is also a part of the heading. At least I considered it so, because if you read that, you'll find more detail about the passage, and make sure that you don't include any of the word from these two lines for your key phrase. Okay, let's look at question number 27. If we're looking at actual question, I'll start 1649 because it will be easier for us, and I can see 1649 right here in the first paragraph. Then if we look at the question itself, it says formed a dash with the Scots. King Charles formed something with the Scots. We have Scots again in the first paragraph, and he made a deal with the Scots according to the passage. So answer for question number 27 is deal, but we cannot use the word deal as this question is asking us to select the phrases below the question itself. We can only choose A to J. So a phrase that comes very close to deal is strategic alliance, and hence our answer for question number 27 is H. Let's look at the next question. Question number 28. He abandoned an important task was held by his father. So it's something he stopped believing, or he basically abandoned something related to his father. We have the word sacrifice here, and sacrifice one of the very principle his father had died for. So his father is here. We have sacrificed, that is similar to abandoned, and we have father. Our answer is very principles or principles in general. The phrase that comes very close to principles is religious conviction. Religious conviction is a little bit different than the principles, but if we read the passage, this principle is related to the national religion. So we are taking religion from here and conviction from here. Our answer for question number 28, J. For question number 29, they're talking about battle led to a dash for parliamentarian. So what happened in the battle when it comes to parliamentarian? After being comprehensively defeated on the meadow outside the city by the parliamentarian army, which means the parliamentarian army won. Basically, they had a decisive victory. The question number 29's answer is F. For question number 30, a dash was offered. What was offered for its capture? It's right here. It says they offered a huge sum for its capture. A huge sum would be a large reward in our option. Question number 30's answer is B. For question number 31, we have 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, he managed to reach the dash of continental Europe. So after what happened after 6 weeks? He managed through a series of heart-pounding close escapes to evade the parliament and king refuge in France. Refuge in France, which means relative safety of continental Europe. Refuge means safety. That is our question number 27 to 31. Let's look at question number 32. We have Pepys in our question, and we have another word, trustworthy, which seems quite unique. So I'm going to take these two as my key phrase. If we look at our second paragraph, on the second column, we can see Samuel Pepys, but there is no mention of his trustworthiness. So our answer for question number 32 is not given. Even though the passage talks about Pepys and King selecting him to write his story, they never mention why Pepys was selected or if he was trustworthy. Question number 33, personal recollection lacked sufficient detail. If we look at the same paragraph, we can see personal recollection, and we have great detail. Great detail is obviously quite opposite to lacked sufficient detail. So question number 33, our answer is no. In the exam, students need to be careful whether the question is asking them to write true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given. Because if you write one instead of other, you will be marked down for that. Question number 34, our key phrase. We cannot select Pepys as our key phrase again. We need to search for other things in the passage. Planned his escape before the battle, and if we look at the second paragraph of our passage, this specific sentence mentions how King came up with a plan to escape as soon as he found out that he had lost the battle. After the battle was so absolutely lost to be beyond hope of recovery, I began to think of the best way to saving myself. There you go. These are quite opposite statements. So our answer for question number 34 is no. For question number 35, our answer is yes, because if we look at the key phrase here, positive aspect, inclusion of Charles' account, we can find this in the first sentence of the third paragraph. Joys of Spencer's book, use of Charles II's own narrative is inclusion of Charles' account, and positive aspect would be joys. Let's look at the next question. Generally, this should not be the case, as we have already completed two question types. Our last question type should follow paragraphs after second or third. But in this case, we are going back to the first paragraph. Our answer for the question number 36 is option number B. Mostly because if you read the first paragraph, you will find that most of the focus has been given on how and why Charles had to escape from England. And if you look at the other key phrases, for example, for option number A, Battle of Worcester, they talk about Battle of Worcester, but the main focus is not that. And our question is asking us for main purpose. Again, they talk about Parliament, but they never mention parliamentarians' political views. That's why we cannot take option C as our answer. Again, with option number D, we find that Charles' belief, we don't actually know what Charles' beliefs are when it comes to religion as his father. We don't know what Charles' belief on religion is, but we know for sure that he went against his father in this line over here, the first paragraph, right after 1649. They talk about how he went against his father's wishes or father's political belief, but this first paragraph never goes into detail about what his father's political belief were like. So we cannot take option D as our answer again. In case in exam, if you are not sure what is the right answer, make sure you eliminate the wrong answers and make sure you read the question properly. If you do not read main purpose in the question, most probably you won't find the right answer. We have third paragraph and examples of fugitive behavior in the third paragraph. Again, they never talk about how Charles II came close to losing his life or if his supporters were badly prepared, and the writer also does not talk about why or how some aspects were not well known as they should have been. The writer's main focus in the third paragraph is mostly about showing how King Charles II lived his life while he was hiding. So our answer is C. Let's look at question number 38. What point does the reviewer make about Charles II in the fourth paragraph? We have fourth paragraph on the second page. It is the first paragraph of the second page. If we look at the last sentence of the fourth paragraph, it says, "It is hard to imagine many other kings marking the lowest point in their lives so enthusiastically, or indeed pulling off such an escape in the first place." This is our answer, and this matches with he chose to celebrate what was essentially defeat. Chose to celebrate connects with enthusiastically, and defeat means lowest point in their life. So our answer for question number 38 is A. Our key phrase for question number 39, Charles Spencer in the fifth paragraph. This might be quite confusing for some of the students, but if we look at question number 38 and 39, this looks similar. But question number 38 is about Charles II, whereas question number 39 is about Charles Spencer. In the fifth paragraph, the writer talks about Charles Spencer in the first sentence as well as after that till almost at the end of the paragraph. And our answer for question number 39 is unbiased approach. Unbiased approach means all the sides fairly without any prejudice. And this part over here, he has even-handed sympathy for both the fugitive king and the fierce republican regime that haunted him, and he succeeds in his desire to explore far more of the background of the story than previous books on the subject have done. But we don't need to read this far. This part here basically says that he was fair to all sides, and henceforth our question number 39's answer is B. For question number 40, our key phrase would be doesn't quite hit the mark. Anytime you see a word or words within inverted comma in reading questions, take that as your key phrase because it will be unchanged in the question, and in most of the cases you will find that they would be within the inverted comma. But I know for sure that this specific phrase is not within the inverted comma, but it is as it is in the question. In the passage, you can find this in the last paragraph, right after a question. Doesn't quite hit the mark. If you read this whole section from here, this will give us the answer. Basically, the writer of this passage is complaining that the original writer of the book does not explain the outcomes of Charles II's experience when he was in refuge, which is option number D. Charles II's experience had a lasting influence on him. If you read the passage, it says here, did the need to assume disguises to survive on wit and charm alone, to use trickery and subterfuge to escape from tight corners help form him? That's lasting influence on him. And Charles' experience would be disguise, surviving on wit, charm alone, things like that. Okay, that is the end of our video. If you want to see more of this in the future, like, share, and comment. That motivates me to do more of these videos. I would like to know whether the videos I'm making, the time I'm taking to create these videos are either helpful or not. I would really appreciate some sort of feedback from my viewers. Anyway, thanks for watching.